Hey everyone, it's Zach Dewhurst with Deco Experts. And today's podcast topic is how to diversify your business through different streams of revenue. My guest today is Hunter Strine of Maryland Print House. Hunter has been in the industry for many years. He does a lot of different things within the custom decoration industry, makes money a lot of different ways, and has got a lot of great information to share with us on how he manages his business and has actually grown it during the last year during the crazy pandemic. So to start, I'm going to introduce Hunter. Hunter, if you can tell us a little bit about your business, Maryland Print House.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me on, Zach. I appreciate it. DecoNetwork has been great to us, and I think this is awesome what you're doing. So, so I started in the industry I started screen printing like 10 years ago for myself on the side, and I built a press actually with my dad. My dad built the press. So I started screen printing then, and I was a sophomore in high school. And kind of over time through college, I played soccer in college and started printing for other people. And through that, I started to realize that there was a market for influencers. I started one of my companies, Creators Label. And from there, I kind of realized how much opportunity I had. I had grown that business very quick. And I told my parents, look, I'm done. So I dropped out of college as a sophomore and quit soccer and pursued it full time. That was in 2016. And from there, I kind of realized like all my print partners up to this point sucked, and I wanted to kind of control that part of the business. So we opened Maryland Print House. I opened it with my two partners, Andrew Bergamaschi and Andrew Boone, one in sales, one in production, and then me. And the goal was to print for our sister companies, one of which is Every Locker and Creators Label. And so Maryland Print House was born to really do that at first. And then obviously just through the name, and we knew our main goal was to build a B2B company, providing quality products to customers that needed, custom products. But we had a main focus on quality. And we're not going to sell somebody a Gildan. We're not going to, just sell them on the cheapest item. We're going to work with them to figure out what fits their brand, what fits their company best. And we're going to sell them what we feel as the professionals is best for them. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. Maryland Print House was started in 2018. I think I said that, but yeah.
What I love about our industry in general, I've always loved it, and this is why I decided to get in the decoration industry. One, we're always going to wear apparel. That's a fact. We're always going to wear clothes. That's never going to stop. But two, what I really like about the decoration industry is how many different ways you can make money. You can work B2B, B2C. You can drop ship fulfill. You can do contract, or in your case here, you started manufacturing. And there's just a lot of different ways you can utilize your skills, knowledge, equipment, and so forth to grow your business and also diversify it. Because not to say you had all your eggs in one basket before the pandemic. I mean, we all were pretty much in that same case. But by diversifying your revenue model, really your revenue route, streams, whatever you want to call them, you really are reducing that risk of potentially having to shut down the business at any point. Because, when I first started using DecoNetwork software, I was studying marketing at Ohio State University, and I fell in love with the affiliate marketing model. Hey, you can have 500 sites, you can provide them to a client, you drop ship fulfill for them. And I've had several clients where, hey, every year we're doing 300, 500 grand a year. But before you know it, that same client find somebody just like your business, and they start chasing a lower price. Yep. And I'll tell you what, I'm like you, Hunter. I'm not going to print for pennies. I don't seek everyone's business. If you're going to go chase that lower price, go ahead. But I can't have all my revenue tied in that one client. It is not a good business model because that's their business. That's where I think, why I really wanted you on this podcast is because obviously you do a lot of different things, and in a weird way, it takes, you're reducing risk by taking some risk, if that makes sense.
It's a lot of risk.
You don't know if something's going to work until you kind of try it yourself. I'm one, I'm a hands-on person. I kind of need to do something and fail at it sometimes instead of letting somebody tell me, don't do it that way. It sounds stupid, but again, you sometimes have to learn. You have to learn from your mistakes.
And you have one thing too. Like that's a big one.
And you mentioned playing soccer. Soccer is the best sport to play, by the way. One thing I learned, I listened recently to a baseball game, and it made a lot of sense to me. I never heard it this way, but to learn how to win, you first have to lose, if that makes sense. You have to experience, just like you have to make those mistakes to learn from them and grow. And something that you're also kind of proving, talking about right now is you're a leader of the business, and like your employees, it sounds like you view them as they're obviously team members. I always like to look at, hey, you're on a team with me. You don't work for me. You work with me on growing our company and so forth. But it seems like you take it to even another level of their family. And you're trying to grow with them. I know you just had a daughter pretty recently, and
during all of that, actually,
I had a daughter a year and a half ago, and it's amazing how I bet your outlook on how the world works, it changed the day she was born. Did it not, Hunter?
Yeah, and I mean the nuts part about it is it was happening during all of the mass stuff. My girlfriend being pregnant and trying to manage everything. It was a really eye-opening experience for me, and it was actually the first time ever in my business that I realized that I had executed on all of the things that I wanted to execute by allowing myself to not be required to be in the business. Because I had always worked on the business for so long that the goal was to not have to be there every day. And it allows me to have the flexibility now. And before, I was always there and I was always fixing problems, and I hadn't set up the infrastructure to remove myself from the business. And I don't mean that in a way of like I don't do anything for the business. That's not the case. But I don't have to be there at every beck and call. And I think that's important. If you're a business owner and you're not working on your business and you're, always the one fixing everything, like you've got to change that, because there's going to be a time where you can't be there. And you're never going to be able to sell it. So, it's just not wise.
Who should pursue different revenue streams and diversification? Well, any shop who wants to grow their business while taking really not much risk, because you shouldn't have to be buying a bunch of extra equipment. It comes a lot of it down, like you mentioned, your capacity. If you don't have the time on the equipment, or you don't have the space, because I bet when you're doing the drop ship fulfillment and the contract, heck, you could have 50 boxes come in from somebody. You got to have the space to store it, or you can't do something else there. So a lot of it comes down to, what you currently do. You don't have to make a bunch of investment, hire a bunch of people right off the bat to diversify your business. Now, do you often have to? Yes, but is it completely necessary? I don't think so. Hunter, I want to thank you for your input today. It was definitely great. It's amazing what all you've done at such a young age.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You got a bright future ahead of you. You are like a mini Ryan. You look a little bit like Ryan.
Right.
But gosh, what a crazy last year. And again, how the industry you never know where it's going to go. And I guarantee you in 5 years, you'll have some different revenue streams that you're not using now.
I'm excited to show you guys about it. So, But yeah,
Well,
thanks, Zach. I really appreciate everything you do and DecoNetwork as well. I think you guys are great, and I look forward to building our relationship.
thanks, Hunter.